right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are back for another edition of Union Pine Sports Time. My name is Justin Blackburn, voice of Viking football. As always, here with head coach Matt Quinn. Coach, coming off a great win last week. How we doing?
We're doing well. It's always better to film and to go back to practice after a win. So
that's right.
We're excited to get back to work and refocus on the next one.
And coming back from a long weekend as well, it was Labor Day weekend. Your Vikings played last Thursday. And they took a win 34-12 over the Providence Grove Patriots. It was Grandparent Appreciation Night, and so give a shout-out to all the grandparents that were in attendance. And so, Coach, coming off this win, you guys actually had practice yesterday, and I believe you had practice yesterday evening, later in the evening.
Yeah.
So how did practice go for you, and what did you take away from that game?
Coming off of a win, the biggest thing that you noticed about Monday night's practice was that the kids were still hungry. They weren't satisfied. They're not complacent. They're not, just happy with getting a win and moving on. They want to get even better, and that's the type of mentality and the attitude that we need. And Monday night's practice was awesome, probably the best practice of the year for us. So we're excited. Our kids are fired up, and we're looking forward to this next matchup.
Absolutely, Coach. And so, once again, it was a 34-12 win for your Vikings over Providence Grove. And we're going to go ahead and jump into our Outback Offensive Player of the Week. So, Coach, who's on the
Outback
Offensive
Player of the Week, Rory Board. It takes a lot. I've said it before, and our quarterbacks know it takes a lot for a quarterback to get the Player of the Week nod from me. But he did a great job. He threw 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Spread the ball around, made the right reads all night. No mistakes, no turnovers out of Rory. He just did a great job managing the game. Have to give a shout out to a couple of guys that caught the ball for him. Cash had 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Ahmad had a touchdown. Then you have to give a shout out to the offensive line because they blocked very well.
Yeah.
Tyreek had another decent night running the football, 140 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Ethan McKay, which we'll talk about him later, threw a touchdown as well to David Stem. So overall, offensively, I was very, very pleased with the production, but our Offensive Player of the Week is Rory Board.
Awesome. And so Rory Board there, number 16, offensive side of the ball. That's going to carry us into our Texas Roadhouse Defensive Player of the Week. So, Coach, who's on the opposite side there for us?
Our Texas Roadhouse Defensive Player of the Week is Jared Hogan, number 10.
Yeah. Absolutely.
A ton of tackles, and then in a big, crucial situation, came out of nowhere, had an interception, got to wear the turnover crown for a few minutes, and Jared Hogan did a great job, played with some intensity. Our defense as a whole Thursday night did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
After the first quarter, we didn't give up any more points.
Yep.
They settled down, they realized and got back to the game plan and realized what Providence Grove was trying to do, and they locked in and shut them down after that. Our defense allowed 28 yards rushing Thursday night, 28 total yards rushing.
Yeah, that's incredible. And we actually had some visitors with us up in the box. They were with Sports Tone Radio, I believe it was. Yeah. And I remember they mentioned something about your defense and saying that at one point in time you had them to -1 yards as far as rushing. And then to end up with 28 yards overall. That's just incredible performance by the defense overall. Yes. And that interception by Jared, I remember sitting up there in the box, and I was like, who was that came across the field? Because he wasn't initially involved with the play. And then just out of nowhere, it was like, boom.
You'll see it on the highlight. He comes from the opposite side of the field.
Yeah.
The receiver comes from the left of the screen of the defense, and Jared's playing on the right side, and he reads the play, reads the quarterback's eyes, comes all the way across, jumps the route, and catches it. And it was an amazing play.
Yeah, really, really great play. So your Texas Roadhouse Defensive Player of the Week, number 10 there, Jared Hogan. Now we're going to go into our timeout Special Teams Player of the Week. So special teams, Coach, who we got?
Timeout, Special Teams Player of the Week. Once again, back-to-back, Ethan McKay. Done a great job holding field goals, punting, then coming in there and throwing a touchdown in our jumbo package, which is a special team for me. So Ethan McKay is doing a great job finding ways to contribute to his team. He's not a starter on offense or defense, but he does everything he can to make sure the team is in the best spot to win. So I'm very, very proud of Ethan, and for the second week in a row, he'll be our Special Teams Player of the Week.
Number 15, Ethan McKay, timeout Special Teams Player of the Week. And Coach, I mean, that's a perfect introduction. I believe we got some highlights coming up.
Yes, sir. Let's get to the highlights.
Let's go for it.
All right, we're on the field here with Rory Board, our quarterback, offensive player of the week. Rory, first question, just tell us, in your opinion, the overall performance of the offense Friday night or Thursday night.
Yeah, I think the offense, they did a great job. We were able to run the ball, pass the ball. We really do whatever we really wanted to the whole game. Everything really, just the whole offense clicked, and we did real good.
You had a big night, 3 touchdowns, 250 yards passing. Describe the performance of your receivers and your offensive line.
Well, yeah, the O-line did great. That good blocking all night. I don't think I got sacked once or had much pressure, really. The receivers did great, caught basically everything. Ahmad did a great job after the catch on a bunch of screens. Jacob did good, Craig did good, Cash did good. They were all great.
And last question, tell us what you think and how you feel about this upcoming opponent and the Randleman Tigers.
Well, they were real good last year, and they're going to be good again this year. I know their D-line is pretty good. They got some size, and I think it'll be a challenge, but I think we can do it.
Thank you, Rory. Congratulations. All right, we're back here on the field for a second week in a row with our Special Teams Player of the Week. Back-to-back weeks here for number 15, Ethan McKay. Ethan, tell us how you feel about special teams as a whole.
Special teams is a major part. It's one of the big 3 teams you need in football, and I feel like you have to win special teams to win the game as well.
Good, and I used to have a former coach, Ethan, Coach Bobby Bentley. He used to say quarterbacks can do anything, and you're really living up to that. Just describe a little bit about your role and how you plan each week to do what you've been doing.
I mainly focus on helping the team as much as possible and help them win every week.
And last question, you know, that last throw there in the red zone there to David Stem, that's the second time you've completed a touchdown to David Stem this year. Just explain that play and how what was going through your mind when that play occurred.
Every week we put in a play for me and David. I feel like that'll work every week. He's always open. He always finds a way to catch the ball.
Thank you. Congratulations. We're here with the Texas Roadhouse Defensive Player of the Week, number 10, Jared Hogan. Jared had a great game Friday night with a big interception. Jared, go ahead and tell the fans and the community about that play and how it came about. Was it something you read or something you seen or something you'd prepared for?
I knew that they'd been passing a lot during the week and they were trying to like force the ball down the middle a lot to bring us in, and then they'd throw a pass down backside. And I was free and didn't have anybody, so I came over and saw the tight end release and just stepped in front of it.
That was a crazy play, and the fans have seen the highlight by now. Definitely come out of nowhere. The defense allowed 28 yards rushing, 28 total yards rushing. What attributed that to the defense, and how did y'all do that?
That running back, he was thick, and he was really working for those 28, but we got bodies on him, got a lot of gang tackles, and it just ended up that he didn't get as far as he wanted.
And what do you look forward to, or what do you expect out of this week against Randleman?
I mean, I always come in expecting a W. That's about it.
Thank you, Jared. Congrats.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, coming back from the highlights and the player interviews there, we're going to go ahead and jump into this week's upcoming matchup. Your Vikings will be away this week. We do have JV football at home, though, on Thursday night. But your Vikings play the Randleman Tigers this week. So, Coach, give us a little insight as to what the Vikings will be facing.
We're facing a really, really, really good Randleman team. No way around looking at that. Rankings come out Monday, and they're the number 12 team in the state in 2A. They're 3-0. They're big, they're fast, they're physical. We're just trying to find ways to slow down some of their offense and trying to find ways to move the ball on against their defense. And hopefully, if we eliminate mistakes, which we did a great job the past 2 weeks, the week before against St. Paul's, 25 penalties. Against us, and then last week 5 penalties. So we're headed in the right direction. We still want to eliminate 5 penalties, but to play a penalty-free ball game's almost impossible. We know that, but we want to shoot for perfection, and we're trying to do that this week. We're trying to eliminate mistakes, trying to eliminate penalties, because we're going to have to take care of the football and do every little thing right to beat this very, very good Randleman team.
And sometimes, Coach, that's what it comes down to, is being able to get the little things right. Your big plays are exciting, and it gives the crowd, gives the team a big boost. But making sure that those fundamentals, those little things, that really adds up toward the end of a
it does. It makes a huge difference, and that's why we stay on our players about getting behind the line and touching the line in drills and cleaning up your locker room and making sure your knee pads are covered and all these things, these little things that they think doesn't really matter. Well, in the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to a really, really tight ball game, the little things make a huge difference.
That's right. And so the elimination of the penalties, Coach, that's a huge
awesome.
Improvement for your team.
Yes.
It was. I tell you what, from the press box, it was a more exciting game to watch and get into. Because every other play the week before was flag on play, flag on play. And that was really on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it was.
But, eliminating those free yardage opportunities, it's only going to play in favor for you. So, Coach Randleman, Tigers this upcoming Friday, your Vikings are away. And we do have JV football against Randleman Tigers this Thursday night. So come on out for that if you're in the mood for some in the mood for some football, high school football, and don't want to make a drive. But hey, if you're wanting to make the drive, I know Coach Quinn would love to see you out there.
Come on out to Randleman. It's a unique place to play. They love their football. It's going to be a great atmosphere. They have a really cool tunnel entrance where they come in, kind of like Michigan. It's an awesome atmosphere against a really good opponent, and we need the Viking faithful to travel because their fans are going to be rowdy and they're going to make some noise. So we need to get as many people on that visitor side as possible to support our kids and let them know that you still love them and you're going to follow them all the way to Randleman.
That's right. Game time 7 o'clock, Coach.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock this Friday. And Coach, this was something that you got into last year. I thought it was a great initiative for your players. And I'm going to let you introduce. We're getting back into touchdowns against cancer. So go ahead and talk about
touchdowns against cancer. It's a fundraising effort to with St. Jude's Children's Hospital to help eliminate childhood cancer, help find cures for childhood cancer, help people that are going through that, help families that are going through that. And basically what it is you'll get on the website and we'll put the links on all of our social media and on our webpage. And you get on there and you pledge money. You pledge money per touchdown. So last year we got up to the point where every touchdown we were scoring in the month of September was worth $200 and something.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. What you do is you just put in your card information, your credit card, debit card information, and then at the end of the month they tally up the total number of touchdowns. So if you pledged $1 a touchdown and then we scored 8 touchdowns this month, it would pull $8 from your card.
That's right.
So it's a really cool initiative, and last year we were nationally recognized in this fundraising effort, and we were recognized as a All-American fundraising team and raised over $1,000 for this cause, which I think goes along with our service wheel and wanting to give back to the community and wanting to help others and give back to others. So we're really excited about this. We were, like I said, nationally recognized, and we'll have all of our kids bring home information, send out links, and try to get people to pledge. But if $1 a touchdown is all you can pledge $1 a touchdown, any little bit helps. And we're excited about doing this again, and look forward to seeing how high we can make this thing go this year, and hopefully get more national recognition for this Touchdowns Against Cancer campaign.
That's awesome, Coach. And here at Union Pines as a whole, our faculty and our staff, we're pretty heavily involved in the Relay for Life and the cancer and all that stuff. And it's one of those things to where when you look at it, cancer really affects every person at some point in time in their life. Either heaven forbid you get it, but
family members,
friends, close.
It's a terrible, terrible disease, and it sucks. And we're trying to score as many touchdowns as possible to help find a cure and give some people some relief throughout their trials with childhood cancer.
Awesome, Coach. Once again, such a great initiative, partnering up with the St. Jude's Hospital Research for Childhood Cancer. That's Touchdowns Against Cancer. As Coach mentioned, everything will be posted here in the video as far as social media links and sites and stuff like that. Be looking for information. What a great opportunity to get in with this Viking crew, to support them, to support St. Jude's Hospital. Coach, wonderful. Just a great, great initiative for your team.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
And Coach, I believe that brings us here to the conclusion of this UP Sports Time. As always, we'd like to give a shout-out to Timeout Sports Grill for sponsoring us. Great atmosphere, great food. If you haven't checked them out already, I don't know why you haven't. You're missing out.
Yeah.
Go there, get you some good food, get you some good drinks, sit there and watch the games. That's fine. And as always, we'd like to give a shout-out to the administrative team here. Coach, they support us in everything.
Our administrators, athletic director, Coach Purvis, everybody involved makes this a better place to work every single day.
Yeah.
And they truly support our students and our student athletes as a whole.
That's right. And, we're going to work on it too, but hopefully we can get Coach Purvis on here one day.
We'll try to pull
get
Coach Purvis
on here one
the
day.
show.
That'd be an episode, and you wouldn't want to miss that one.
Yeah.
So, as always, give a shout out to you guys for checking these episodes out. I mean, we have fun coming here and making them, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said when we started this one, we've gotten good at it. We sit down, we get this thing knocked out, but it's fun for us to sit here and talk football for a little bit, but we couldn't do it without you guys supporting us, so thank you so much. And, Coach, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'd like to give a shout out to the band, the cheerleaders, the fans that showed up. We had a good crowd for a weird Thursday night game.
That's
but,
right.
We look forward to coming back home in a few weeks, but we got to focus on getting this one this week at Randleman, and hopefully a lot of you can make the trip, and we look forward to seeing you there.
That's right. So make the trek out. Randleman Tigers this Friday, 7 o'clock. Your Union Pines Vikings are in action. Don't forget we do have JV football here on Thursday. Coach, game time for that?
6:30 JV game.
6:30 JV game here. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're signing out here for this episode of Union Pines Sports Time. As always, Coach.
Go Vikings.
Go Vikes.
Thank you for watching Union Pines Sports Time.